Look at me. I'm the king of New York. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the 18th day of Veda. And today I felt like we should talk about one of my favorite fandoms, the Newsies fandom. If you know me, you already know that I'm totally obsessed with the Disney movie and musical Newsies. So let's go back. Let's take a trip back to, the early 90s when Disney decided to do a musical production about the newsboy strike called Newsies, and Christian Bale's in it, and it had some great music, and it has your favorite character from Dr. Doogie Howser MD, and just all kinds of a great cast, and they're really great musical. And it's one of those cult classics, didn't do really great in the box office, but everybody of my generation, I feel like, or my circle of friends, has always wanted it to become a Broadway musical. And I can remember my high school English teacher, like, this is a woman that I never disagreed with, never challenged. The one time that I really was like, you wrong, sister, and I will not change my mind, was a discussion over Newsies, and somebody in my AP English class had gotten a hold of the Newsies soundtrack and was making copies for everyone, and I was like, I need one, and she was like, no, it's not a real musical, and we were like, oh yes it is. And I just remember like having this argument in AP English about how great Newsies was. And so when about 3 or 4 years ago, when they finally started talking about Alan Menken really rewriting some of the music and making a stage production of Newsies happen, I lost my mind. I think that I couldn't handle it. I was like, this is a dream come true. And so when it got its first run at the Paper Mill Playhouse, and it was a huge success, and so it obviously made the transfer to Broadway, and I was fortunate to go and see the original cast. I convinced my sister and my cousin. I was like, we have to go, we're going to New York. I took off days from work, and we went, and we made a whole trip of it, and I was like, I don't care what else we do, I'm going to see Newsies. So I got to go to the Nederlander Theater, and I got to see the original Broadway cast of Newsies, and here's my playbill. It's a little bent because I'm awfully proud of it. I'm not going to sit here and lie. When we went to the theater, we obviously were like sitting in the mezzanine because that's what we did, and I was just like, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be the obnoxious theater goer. I'm gonna be the person who stands because it's gonna be freaking phenomenal. And I had been following the cast on Twitter, and I'd been tweeting at the Newsies, like actual Newsies page, and I was just fangirling it up before I could even get there. And so we had really great seats. We were upstairs at the mezzanine when you first came up the stairs, and we were talking to the ushers, and I was like, tell me how I stage door, what do I need to do? And they were cracking jokes, so that's when we were having a good time, and we were the first people on, one of the first set of people on the railing, so we got to meet everyone that came out. We made great friends with the security guard. He took a picture of Robin, Samantha, and I with Jeremy Jordan, so like it wasn't like I'm taking a picture of him behind the barrier. He stood on the barrier, and it's a great picture with us. I'll try and insert it here if I can. But yeah, so it was phenomenal. I cried, I laughed, I did stand up twice for standing ovations. After Keaton, New York, I was like, I can't. Praise Jesus, this is the best. So when it was announced that the show was closing, I was torn up. I was devastated because I was sure that I would get back to Broadway to see it at another time, and I was so upset because it was doing so well and they were just closing it, and that made me really sad. But that sadness was replaced with the happiness that it was going on tour. And while I still have a place in my heart for the original Jack Kelly as Jeremy Jordan and Andrew as Crutchy, and I will love Tommy as Spot Collins from Brooklyn, I will never forget those people. I'm trying to make room in my heart for the new touring cast, and I got to go see their production in Louisville this fall. Was it this fall? It was one of the very first stops, winter maybe, one of the first stops on the tour. And we didn't get to stage door, and I couldn't find that dang cute little cutout that you can be in the newspaper. But luckily today, the reason I'm talking about this wonderful fandom actually is because more cities were announced as a part of their tour. And so Newsies will be coming to Indianapolis and Cincinnati in March of next year. Yes, I realize that's already 11 months away, and I'm already planning a trip to go and see the shows there because I love the show that much. The touring production has a new song called Letter from the Refuge with Crutchy, sung by Crutchy, and I think it's a nice addition. The dancing is still just as fantastic. The dialogue and the music is just great. It is awesome. The thing that I like most about the Broadway musical rewrite, and it's not necessarily a spoiler, is that Jack Kelly's love interest in the movie just happens to be their sister, and it's just kind of a throwaway part. And in this Broadway production, she actually has a plot line in the story, and so she has a voice, and she's a strong, independent woman. And so I really like that addition. I also love the new Meta. Meta is great. She has some important pieces that she plays, and I love her little song. It's so kitchen wonderful. So I love Newsies. I mean, I love it. And I could get in trouble, I'm sure, but I bought the new touring company when the official program, like the pretty one with all the cool pictures, came out when I saw the show in Louisville, and I was like, I'm taking everything. I got the large print, you know, with all the people, the program. I was like, yep, I want one of them. Yep, I want one of them. So, I mean, just look at these boys. Look at them pointing those toes and getting it. I mean, the world will know. The world will know how much I love Newsies. I will carry that banner until the day I die. And so I was so excited about the news about how they were going to be extending the tour and coming close to me that I was like, oh yeah, I want to listen to the soundtrack right now. So I asked Siri to start playing it because I was doing some household chores. And that blankety blank doesn't even know how to pronounce Newsies. Let me demonstrate this for you. Play Newsies soundtrack.
Okay, album News Eyes.
News Eyes? What the hell is a News Eyes? I'm like, Hunty, no. You shut up, you stupid. So I can't take it. We gotta have a schooling for Siri because she got to learn about my fandom, Newsies. But anyway, so I am totally obsessed with Newsies. It's my very favorite Broadway musical. And I'm just so excited to know that it's going to be at least on tour for a whole nother year, and that I will be going to see it. So I'm supposed to be going to see it next month in Nashville. Unfortunately, everyone that's supposed to be going with me keeps backing out. But I'm going because if they're that close, I'm going to see the show. But maybe you have a favorite Broadway musical, or maybe you want to go to see Newsies. Who is your new favorite castmate? I think I kind of like Josh. Josh posts a lot on Twitter, and he's such a young, like, crazy kid. They've got these new things called air wheels that they're playing with. I'm like, those things are crazy expensive, and you got them on tour? I don't know. But anyway, so I know too much about Newsies. If you want me to ramble on for another 5 minutes about Newsies, I probably could, but I won't do that to you, Veda. Call me, we'll have a conversation. But anyways, guys, that is my Newsies fandom, and I hope that you guys are having a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.